Hello, Sharindhi. Welcome to
Hi,
Interesting Guru. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll
my
just introduce you to our viewers once. Sharindhi has been associated with Verizon Media for the last year, and she has 13 years of experience in the HR domain. Prior to this, she has been associated with Oracle for 8 years as HR business partner. Thank you so much, Sharindhi, for joining us today. And if I can jump into our discussion for today's session. So, what, according to you, is the most significant HR practice change that has happened due to the pandemic?
Yeah, so firstly, thank you, Indrabati, for deciding to have me here and interview me for this session. Um, so when we talk about the current pandemic situation and what has been the most important development in this current situation, I would have to say that it has been the upgradation of our HR systems and processes, mainly to support our virtual teams and the remote working arrangements that we see all over the place today. So by this, I don't just imply the HCM or ERP implementations. I mean the whole virtual setup. See, currently there's been a huge shift, which begins right from hiring, right? So we have developed processes now to onboard employees virtually. So no one could have imagined this a year before, but obviously business contingencies and the need for business continuity has compelled HR teams to look at various softwares that enable virtual onboarding. Then when it comes to the employee life cycle, like in terms of tracking performance, so today we coach managers on how do you handle such a huge change, that is from managing teams which were right across the room to now remotely working with them. So it involves restructuring your remote working policies also around the needs of different employees, because everybody today has their personal situations, right? With obviously children at home, and you are managing the children at home, you're managing so many other personal commitments. Also the medical situation, hospitals being inaccessible to everybody. So it's a completely different kind of a scenario today. So how, as an organization, we can develop arrangements which provides things like work hours flexibility. It gives you leaves when you need it. Also have backups within your own teams in case anyone is tested, positive or something like that. So I would say the most significant development most significant change that we have seen is, it's not just one part; it's the entire employee life cycle which has undergone all these changes.
We are just talking, you just told us about how it has changed for the last months that we saw for due to the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah.
What, according to you, has been the change in the last decade? Like,
Okay.
as
Yeah.
far as technology implementation, adaptation, or policy wise, what, according to you, has been the change in the last decade?
Yeah, so actually, this is a question which which takes pages and pages of responses. But I'll keep it brief, and I'll just give you a thing of what I understand. See, HR practices have also undergone numerous shifts. Obviously, so gone are the days when HR was just looked at as an administration job where you just recruit and you process salaries. Today, I believe over the last 10 years, HR has a seat at the business table, and every business decision today is aligned to what strategy is best for the workforce. Obviously, we say people are our biggest asset and things like that, but business leaders today, the focus has shifted a lot more today on, high potential employees, on training and development. Some of these, the your top talent, also on managing change, because although HR practices have evolved, from what it was to what it is today, but the business is also undergoing such dynamic changes. It's like, at the drop of a hat, your technology changes. We were at product development a few years ago, and today we talk of cloud and everything is on the cloud. For HR as such, if you look at it, some of our practices, like we had the traditional performance appraisal practice, right? Like where you had stack ranking, etc. Today, businesses have moved to, companies have moved to a model like the instantaneous feedback model. where continuous feedback is a one type, it's a kind of process which many organizations are implementing. We no longer believe in that old process of ranking and things like that. Also, I would have to say in terms of our benefits. So earlier we would just have one type of benefit for everybody. We wouldn't customize it. Today it is, every benefit is tuned to the needs of different employees. Also, the focus on analytics, HR analytics has taken such a, we believe that data is so important to make workplace decisions, workforce decisions. So we depend on a lot on analytics. Also, career development. There has been a keen interest in the upward development, upward career path. How do you build that career path? How do you do things like talent development? So all this is obviously because of the rapidly changing and dynamic business environment. And obviously today, like look at what the world is going through today, so post COVID, we will again have a new normal of ways of working, which was completely unimaginable before.
So what, according to you, are the practices that will go into the new normal?
Yes, interesting question. Again, this has a lot of actually. I think experts across the industry are deep diving into what could be some of the practices, best practices, things organizations can implement. If you ask me, for me, I think the number one priority today would definitely be health and benefit. So, we want to be able to explore options on how to ensure that our employees' safety and well-being is there at all times. It's the need of the hour. So the earlier health insurance schemes may not be adequate. Maybe today we incentivize our schemes differently. We provide more facilities, which includes home critical care benefits. Secondly, I would say maybe some of our leave policies, you would probably see a lot of that getting revamped. So in a work from anywhere setup today, people do not focus that much on taking a holiday, because we have that conditioning of being in office. I mean, you're conditioned to being in an office scenario, and leave means not being in office, which they are anyway not. But in the real typical sense, you are working. You are, even though you're at home. So various categories of leaves, maybe we may need to look at critical care leaves, which is again something which my organization had implemented. So critical care leaves, it's not just to employees, but also to give it to them if they need to care for someone in their homes. So the whole concept of an annual leave, where which was prevalent before pandemic, where every month you get some certain leaves credited to your account, and that's how you take things forward. And so all of that, we may just have a quota system today amongst the team members. We may ask people to share their leaves with each. So there are millions of things which you can do with that. um, Thirdly, maybe of course the biggest chunk would be the remote working policy, like I said earlier in the beginning also. So we need to revamp things like that. Who needs get how much time, and having a flexible work hour policy, figuring out a flexible work hour policy, or maybe like a pay by the hour policy. So there are plenty of options. So it just depends on what kind of business setup the organization is in, what are some of the immediate strategies or goals of the organization, and then tuning some of your policies in the post-pandemic or the current pandemic situation. So this is what I think would be some of the changes that you would see.
Thank you so much, Arindi. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your uh, ideas and opinions, and also your insights. And we have this thing called Ask a Guru, where we will invite questions for a leader who has come on an interview with us. And if we get questions for you, we're going to come back with those questions to you.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.